you're watching Your World at 10. Now, the weekend marks the end of what's been the Joy of Giving Week. And in a unique concept, the Indian School of Business, or ISB in Hyderabad, organized an initiative called Shadow a CEO. Management students of ISB bid in an online auction to be able to spend a day with a CEO of their choice. The CEO or business leaders would match or increase the winning bidder's amount, and the total corpus would go towards charity, a social cause. Infosys Chairman and Chief Mentor N.R. Narayana Murthy was one of the most sought-after CEOs in this program. No surprises there. And ISB's Chaitanya Sagar Betu is the lucky student to make that winning bid and will now get to spend a day with Mr. Murthy. As for what that winning bid was, well, we don't have a confirmed number from ISB, but the buzz that is that it was in the region of 1 lakh rupees. Well, little money, I'd say, for a priceless opportunity. Joining us tonight on Your World at 10, the winning student, Chaitanya, and his prize for a day, Mr. Narayana Murthy. Thank you very much, Mr. Murthy, and thank you, Chaitanya, for joining us. I'm going to start with you first, Chaitanya. Why Mr. Murthy? I mean, I know why Mr. Murthy, but why did you want to spend time with Mr. Murthy?
Mr. Murthy, not just for me, but for many students, many entrepreneurs, many people in India, he has been a source of inspiration throughout. In fact, I never had to look beyond more names, for inspiration, and Mr. Murthy always topped the list. And he reminds me of a quote of, Mr. John Quincy Adams, who said that, a leader is somebody who can influence others to dream more, do more, become more. And I think Mr. Murthy perfectly fits the bill. His vision, his clarity, his determination, I mean, I'm just awe-inspired to spend a day with him. I really haven't, not much words to explain how I feel.
And what are you expecting that day will turn out to be like, Chaitanya?
Truly, Mr. Murthy has spoken so much in so many public forums, and he has written so extensively, and he has given lots and lots of advice to people. And people like me have and continue to benefit from those. But if I get a chance to talk to him on a couple of other things, what I would like to talk to him, the first thing would be on how he managed the growth of Infosys when he knew deep inside that Infosys was ready for takeoff, but he might be having his own concerns or questions on whether he and the company are ready for that big leap. We all know that he started with a group of equally committed entrepreneurs, and that the story is folklore. And we also know how, leveraging on the macroeconomic changes in India, he could turn Infosys from a multi-million-dollar company into a billion-dollar company. But what is missing, at least to me, is how he could manage when Infosys was, say, a company of 100 employees, and when he knew that he had to build them into a critical mass and grew more and more global leaders like him to manage that kind of growth. How he could do all that, these are the things I would like to discuss with him if I get an opportunity.
All right, Mr. Murthy, I'm sure Chaitanya is the envy of the student body across the country. What are you hoping will be the outcome of the day you spend with him? What is your average day like? Are you going to plan any special activities for the day that you hope to spend with Chaitanya?
Well, first of all, let me say that I'm very grateful to Chaitanya for his confidence in me. I'm a great admirer of youth, so I feel extremely gratified. I feel extremely happy that somebody of his age, somebody who has a great future ahead of him, somebody who is smart, intelligent, has chosen to spend a day with me. I believe it's the 12th of October in Bangalore, and I will do what I normally do, because I should not put up a show for him, because what Chaitanya is interested is in understanding the real me, in seeing what I do in reality, how I spend time in the office. So I believe that there are activities that I have chosen to add value to Infosys. My primary role at Infosys today is bringing in innovation. So I will be looking at reviewing several projects in the area of education and research, in the area of quality, in the area of business value addition, in our infrastructure. I'll also be meeting some visitors and perhaps some entrepreneurs, etc., etc. But I think as important as all these activities are, as Chaitanya very rightly pointed out, certainly I would benefit from his questions, and hopefully I'll be able to answer some of them.
And how long is your average day, sir? I'm sure everyone in this country is curious as to what an average day in the life of N.R. Narayanamurthy is like. So how long is your average day? What hours do you work? What kind of drill should Chaitanya be prepared for?
Well, given that I am abroad for about 20 to 22 days a month, and that I spend 7 to 8 days in India and in Bangalore, the days when I'm in Bangalore are pretty busy. I leave for office around 7:30 in the morning, and I'm in the office about 8:15, and then I leave the office probably around 6:30, 7.
Chaitanya, are you looking forward to that 12-hour schedule?
Absolutely, absolutely. I'll be honored and humbled.
Mr. Murthy, when you were a student, was there a CEO that you would have liked to spend a day with?
Well, first of all, let me remind you that I was a socialist. I was leaning towards communism when I was a student. So I don't think POs were my role models. Now I do think that I was wrong. I didn't have, proper perspective on where the country should be going, what our philosophy should be, etc. But at that point in time, we had, of course, much larger role models. Jawaharlal Nehru was a great role model. Mahatma Gandhi had tremendous influence on us because my father used to talk about Mahatma Gandhi every day. And of course, you had, people like Patel, people like Maulana Azad, people like Lal Bahadur Shastri, all of whom participated in the noble cause of earning India freedom and creating a vibrant and strong country. So in that sense, we did have a lot of role models, but not so much at the CEO level.
So let me rephrase that, not a business leader, but a leader. If you had the opportunity to spend a day with a leader when you were in your youth, who would that be?
Oh, it has to be Mahatma Gandhi. There is absolutely no doubt at all, because he is one leader that has had tremendous influence on me because of a very simple reason. He led by example. He walked the talk. That has been the cornerstone of my philosophy. That's how I have conducted myself all these years. And I think meeting Mahatma Gandhi, spending time with him, would have been absolutely dream come true for me.
All right. Chaitanya, we know you won time with Mr. Murthy, but we're also trying to determine on the show whether you really deserve that time or not. So we have a quick 3-question pop quiz here for you, focused on the life, of course, of Mr. Murthy. The first one is, the book that Mr. Murthy is reading right now, what subject is it focused on?
I'm sorry, the book that he's reading?
Reading right now, what subject is it focused on?
Corporate philanthropy.
Okay, you got the first one wrong. That doesn't bode very well for you. I'll tell you a little later what the answer is. How old was Mr. Murthy when Infosys went public?
He was in his 30s, late 30s.
Ouch, that was wrong as well. The final one. What is his favorite music? Or in fact, I'll tell you his favorite music is classical. Who is his favorite composer?
I'm not really sure.
All right. So the answers to all those 3 questions. What subject is his current reading material focused on? Mathematics. How old was Mr. Murthy when Infosys went public? 46. And who is his favorite composer? Well, that's Mozart. So, Chaitanya, you have a lot of catching up to do before you actually do meet Mr. Murthy for that date on October 12th. But I'll thank you very much for being on this show. You're a very lucky man. Students across the country must be envying you. And Mr. Murthy, as always, thank you very much for your time and thank you for joining us on the show. I hope you have a great day spent with Chaitanya.
Pleasure, and I look forward to spending time with Chaitanya. Thank you very much, Chaitanya.
Thank you very much, sir. I look forward to meeting you. Thank you.
Pleasure, absolutely.
It's a day that Chaitanya will probably never forget, October 12th. We'll try and get back to him after that to see what his day was like. But the joy of giving week may be coming to an end, though there's no limit really to giving. There's no deadline either. So you can actually log on to Give India or the Joy of Giving Week to find out how you can do your bit. With that, we need to take a quick break on Your World at 10. Coming up next, all the national and political news headlines of the day.